Welcome back to HDTechLogic. In today's video we're going to be doing a review of the Viltrox L132T kit. This is a professional LED light. Let's read the specs / description. Select high quality LED bulbs, multiple LED bulbs to fill light with high brightness. So what this means is, judging by the picture, you may not be able to see it on camera, but there are actually tiny little holes there, and every single one of those has an LED in it. Portable, because you can take it around. I believe this has a battery in it. Wide shooting range, very wide. Soft light, so I believe you can also change the temperature and the brightness. Uniform illumination, accurate color temperature, adjustable brightness and color temperature. Yep, as I said. Live battery or DC power supply, so this will contain the power supply, but I did actually have to buy that separate. That was not part of the package. The battery comes with it though, and a HD LCD screen to make the operation more convenient. I think that's enough of the front. That's the side. That's the side. That's more about it, and that's the information if you are interested. That's that. I think we should just get to the main bit and open it up. Here we go. And straight off the bat we come to this. This is a warranty card. Some of it is not in English, but you can see that it says this is an important document and they want you to register this through the warranty service, although that we will get to off camera if we do it. Right, here is the instruction manual. It says, thank you for using Viltrox LED light, space exclamation mark. And as you can see, there's a couple of instructions here. Quite a lot actually for it to be shown on camera, but that's that. Put that out of the way. And I think this is the main attraction that we've all been waiting for. So if we take this cover off, there's a bit of sellotape here. Just quickly remove that. I'm just going to slit a nice line through with my pair of scissors. And then we will open it like so. And here is the light. I did manage to put a hole in it, well done. As you can see, that's that. We don't need that. You out. And here is the light itself. So at the moment, if I was to click the power, nothing would happen because there's no battery in it, but there is actually a display on the back. This says certificate, so that's just the regulation pass. And here we've got a standard mount, a battery, and a USB-C cable, because this apparently takes USB-C for charging, although guess what, you need an adapter. Now this doesn't actually take USB-C for charging, you need an actual adapter that can plug in with that, if you can see that through the camera, but this battery does have a USB-C input there. Anyway, let's get rid of this plastic packaging because it's quite intrusive when we want to just get to it. There we go. Let's take it out. Make sure that doesn't stick to the battery, and then we'll just do that. And there is the battery, non-branded on the front, which is quite nice. And this is in another language, I believe it's Chinese or maybe Japanese as well. And this says, do not dispose of in fire and exposed to high temperature. Do not disassemble. Charge only with the specified charger. So what they're saying is, do not use a charger that's not this very cable, although I think that it can still accept other USB-C cables. Anyway, let's put the battery in. Here we go. Make sure that it's off. Find which end we're putting it in through. I'm just going to slide it in. It's in. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Wow, that is bright. You may not be able to see on camera, but this is very, very bright indeed. So as you can see, it's on 100% brightness right now. So I'm just going to turn that down. 20% is the lowest. That's more suitable for what we're doing. But as you can see, as I was mentioning earlier, every single one of these is a single LED. So that's pretty interesting. Anyway, we can also adjust the colour temperature by clicking in the button. And if we turn it, that's cold white, that's warm white, cold white, warm white. It came on for 400K as far as I was aware. But as you can see, if you put this directly up to a camera and then you remove it fast, it needs to colour adjust. But this is a pretty good product. It's emitting a nice light, and today we're going to test it out with a conference. Now, let's turn it off. Let's remove the battery. Let's get rid of the battery for the moment. Put this over here. JSG Accessories is a company that has made this 12-volt adapter, AC and DC, and that plugs straight in to there so that you don't have to use a battery and recharge it. So guess what we're doing? Let's take this off. And it is off. That's nice. So, let's just run a quick test. I'm going to put this down the back and see if I can find a quick plug to plug this into, but for the moment, let's just plug this into the back of here, like so. That went in nice, and we'll leave it like that. Okay, so now I'm going to find a socket to plug the plug into. I'm going to use this socket as an example for it. So here we go. The cable is not the longest. I do have to make that confession now, although it's going to be long enough if you're going to be keeping it relatively close to where the plug is. I would recommend that you use the battery if you're going to be keeping it in a place that's far away from a socket. Let's turn that on. And as you can see, with the power, it has worked. Now, if I was to unplug this, if we just colour adjust it so you can see the back, if I was to remove this like so, it loses power because there's no battery connected, but we still get all the same optionality and settings. This is very, very vibrant. If you wanted to, you could turn it up to maximum. This is good studio lighting. That is very, very bright indeed, so I'm going to turn that down again. Down to 20. And then we're going to turn it off. Now, there's one more thing today that I was going to show you, and that is this. stand. Now, let's show you this stand in more detail. Okay, here is the stand. So, what does the stand include? Well, I, believe it or not, bought this one separately as well. But basically, you can open it up like this and clamp it to your desk or surface, and this has a universal camera adapter, which, guess what, the light has as well. So let's clamp this to the desk now. And what better way to do that than to light up the area with the light that we are reviewing today. Get it? Because like, we've got to light up a space that you can see, and we're reviewing a light today, so forget it. But now I'm going to put the light in position so that we can actually see what is going on. So I'm just heading over to get the light in position now, and I think that is a pretty good place. I'm going to quickly position it so that it can be in the vicinity of the device, and I'm going to very quickly position that for you, and just like that, hopefully there's a bit more lighting for you to be able to see now. So let's now clamp it to the desk. So to be able to do this, I'm going to firstly lighten it a bit and bring the screw down. I'm going to hook this under here, just like so. And from here, what we are going to be doing is tightening up the screw. So let's get onto tightening that now. Now I need to remember to tighten this extra tight, because if you don't, then there is the risk of it falling. But I think I've clamped that on pretty well. Now, let's go above the desk so that you can see what it looks like there. Now, as you can see, it has been clamped on pretty nicely. I'm just putting my mic on the table. As you can see, that's been clamped on pretty well. That's not going anywhere. Making sure that the screw is still tight. Yep. And now with this part, I'm going to bring it up and we'll show that to you now. Now as you can see, this is where the stand is, and this is what we'll be screwing onto the light. So let me retrieve the light from underneath the desk. It's still running pretty well indeed, and we're going to screw it on to here. As you can see, it's got the universal adapter. Put it on like that. Now here's the tricky bit, we need to spin this round. The obstruction can't be happening, so we need to remove any obstruction that's already there. For instance, this existing webcam. And then we can start turning. I'm going to turn this over here just for the moment so it doesn't hit my filming device. And now we'll start doing the turns. So, as you turn this, it will be tightening. And it will be screwing on so that it exists there and it remains there. But as you can see, it's just gone stiff. I'm going to make one final turn so it's facing where I sit. And then let's show you that from another angle. And now, as you can see, the light is here. Let's connect the mains cable, as we do, to the back of it. And uh-oh, it doesn't reach. That's not good, is it? So we're going to tighten this bottom screw like that. And we're going to just plug it into the back. And there we go, it's in. Now that has tightened on. So now that's not going anywhere. As you can see here, the controls. As you can see on the screen now, is the information about what it's showing now. It shows you the battery life, but there's no battery actually in it, because we've got mains power. And just to prove to you that that is mains, yeah, it's mains. Now this means that now, let's say I want to turn it off, I can just, simple as that. When I turn it on, I can just, simple as that. But the real test is, how does it make it better for video conferencing? Well, okay, so now I'm going to show you how it looks without the light. As you can see, it's quite fuzzy and doesn't necessarily pose a great image. And now I'm going to show it to you with the light. As you can see, it's made quite the difference. It's still quite fuzzy, doesn't have to necessarily be the best room, but as you can see, this is working pretty well as a light. Now let's turn the brightness up just to show you how it works. As you can see, it's improved the quality greatly, and you can't see much fuzz now compared to earlier. Let's turn the brightness back down. And let's show you it off again. And on. And just to show you for the very best, I'm going to turn the brightness down on the camera to -8. And this is it with the light on. And this is it without the light on. As you can see, there's quite a lot of change. If we turn it up to 100%, that's doing pretty well for lighting up the atmosphere a bit. Turn it back down to 20, as you can see, we're there. So, let's turn that back up to 0. And that is what it appears like on a video call. Now, let's say we were wanting to hop on to a video conference. So, for instance, we are hopping onto a Microsoft Teams meeting. Now, if we were to join the Microsoft Teams meeting, as you are about to hear, we are going to be, in the case of that, the webcam can show the video. So let's now show you what it looks like with a video conference. So, seeing it, we have, just going to show it to you now on screen, and as you can see, we have already applied a background blur to it. And you can see this is the meeting, Microsoft Teams meeting. The hand is shown pretty well indeed. It's detecting the background blur. We're not here about video conferences today, so let's remove the background blur from the picture. Let's show you the quality on a conference. So, light off. On a conference, this would be the general quality of it. And just to show you, we're also going to put an example. So, how well does that appear? Pretty well indeed. Although let's see how it performs with the light on. Much better. It's much clearer. And you can see it all much better indeed. It definitely improves the quality of the video. There'll be much more frame rate because it has performed better in terms of lighting. And typically with video, the rule is the more brightness available and the more that the lens can capture, the more that the frame rate will be applied. So for instance, if you had more brightness, that would mean you'd have a higher frame rate. So this is a pretty good frame rate. OBS doesn't seem to be showing it that well, but if you could see my actual screen, the frame rate is pretty good indeed. I'm just going to do a quick slow. The quality of the video improves as well. People can see stuff much better, and it generally improves the quality of everything. Now, what's my final words on this? Buy it. It is very good. I would highly recommend that you buy this one. It seems to have performed very well in our video today, and I think that you might definitely find it useful if you are to be in conferences. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.